Hello, everyone. I'm Foham, and welcome back to my Settra thematic campaign. We're getting near the end. I thought last stream would actually be the finale, but it took a little bit longer than I expected. So the dwarfs led by Belagar have kind of pushed back a little bit. So we're going to have to fight them, and this is a siege battle at Krezakrak that we wanted to fight just to hopefully slow them down a little bit. Yeah, so they've got two full armies with a lot of iron breakers. So we're just going to have to depend on our towers to do quite a bit of damage, because this is I think a tier 4 settlement, so we'll be doing some damage, but we just got to hopefully use our chariots to run in the back of them and get their cannons. And the gyrocopters are actually a bigger pain than I thought they would be. Okay, so they did spread out their army. Let's see where... Okay. Got two cannons over here. Flame cannon, gyrocopters, what about over here? Two things as well. So we will try to use our chariots to take out some of their artillery, hopefully. I don't know how successful it's going to be, but... Oh, didn't mean to pull you too. Okay, I'm going to take these archers over there. Because I do not want the gyrocopters to shoot the crap out of them. Oh, I thought I just... Oh, well... Okay, yeah, we're going to leave the gyrocopters over there because they will lose very quickly to those gyrocopters. Let's put our towers over here so they can actually start shooting a little bit earlier than the rest of our stuff. Okay. Chariots. I think we're good because we're gonna lose stuff here no matter what. Okay. All right, we'll bring this guy over here then. I'm going to turn up my camera speeds just a little bit because I had it left on video recording settings, so that should be a lot better. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah. Fortunately, not a whole lot we can do to win this, but let's see if we can do enough to hold them back for a little bit. Here are those iron drakes. Iron drakes are going to be a big problem. No, don't shoot the giant slayers. Actually, if we can get those, Wait, why are they going that way? Oh, it's just that army over there. And let's look at our other stuff over here. Where are they getting shot from? No, shoot the iron drakes. Where are these iron breakers? Yeah, do some damage to the people that matter. We can kill the other stuff. Yeah, so stupid freaking gyrocopters, though. I knew that they were going to be a big pain, but... So they're actually waiting to advance on us. Let's see if we can get a couple of charges on them. Alright, we'll pull them back just to see if they're not doing much out there because they're not advancing, so... Well, at least we did kill some gyrocopters. About this other area. That's a good one right there. I'm fine if they just want to keep shooting towers. That way we just keep doing more damage to them. Iron breakers, yeah, that's a problem. Let's save up and hopefully get some. Alright, I'm gonna pull 2 of you back. Just so that we can make a final stand if we have to. Come on. Are they stuck in place? Oh no. This wasn't following my order for some reason. Alright, you get up here just to man that cannon. Ooh. Let's just do one of you. We'll have this guy split the levels just a little bit. If I can do that, yeah. That way we get both of them. Both the towers with one unit instead of both ones. Alright, you might be able to come out and actually get some of their artillery over there now. Oh, not quite fast enough on the draw to get all of them, but we will get this other thing of iron breakers. Alright, pull you back. And where's that getting shot from? Oh, that's what Ushapti. I mean, not the Ushapti, the gyrocopters. I don't know why I said Ushapti. See if we can wipe out some of their artillery. Oh, they killed all of ours. Maybe we can just juke them a little bit. Come and get on these cannons. That would be really good. Yeah, we're gonna lose over here. Now they're finally starting to advance. Or do I think we want to save these Ushabti for a little bit. Ooh, don't lose chariots. Don't lose some models. Let's get on them before they can fire on us. Wow, where are they getting shot from so much? Alright, we'll pull you back because you're not doing anything useful at the moment. Okay, wipe them out, wipe them out, come on. Alright, you need to get back there too. Alright, wipe out those giant slayers, please. You're no longer shooting anything, so... kill it, yes. As long as we can wipe out a lot of their units, I'm more than happy with that. Yeah, you get back here too. Okay, shoot those slayers. Okay, our reinforcements aren't going to be there for a little bit, so we need to get some... Oh, I should have done it up here. Dang it. Okay, wipe them out. Ooh, gyro bomber. No, don't do that. Swipe out the cannons. Actually, we'll send these two over there. Wipe out those other cannons. Yeah. So if we can get rid of a bunch of their artillery, that's going to slow them down a lot. Oh, that's a steam tank. Get on the flame cannon. Get on those Iron Drakes. Luckily, their Ironbreakers are doing a lot of friendly fire. Finish off those Slayers, please. Man, Tomb King units are so slow. No, No, fight these guys. All the other towers will get rid of that. Yeah, we're getting close to army losses, but we're putting up a decent fight. Wiped out several units. As long as this thing can continue to shoot for a while, I'm happy. All right. Man, I wish you could manually fire the towers like you can with the with artillery. Yeah, I knew we were going to lose that, but we took out a decent amount, though. Almost that entire first army. And 30%, 35% of the second army. We took out a lot of their artillery. Yeah, that was a pretty good loss. As weird as that is to say, it was a good loss, though. Ooh. Yeah. Didn't quite wipe out the other gyro bomber, but did a pretty good job. We're almost finishing off the war armies. Well, besides this one. Where did these two come from? I think they came from Athelorn. Maybe that's why. Because I think we had taken them all out. Ooh. It's not even a bad auto-resolve for us. Archaon is almost wiped out. Stupid Be'lakor, though. Pretty much all of Chaos united against us. Nakari's got most of Ulthuan, but we'll see. I've probably divided between the Dreadfleet. But we'll see how much of him... how much of Nakari comes across. I have to remember what we were doing last time, because it's been a little while in between with the holidays. Oh, that's Ungrim too. Ha! We don't even lose anything. And they're not even tier 7 either. Or rank 7, I should say. Azazel. Oh yeah, we can defeat that army. Can we defeat these though? The war armies are just building up, so we should be able to. Might have to go back and replenish just a little bit, but... yeah. We'll go back and replenish for a turn or two. Hopefully Zhao Ming comes and gives us a little bit of aid. Sorry, getting through all these starting icons. Where's Settra? It's not Settra. Carrick flag. Okay, you better not steal some of that from us, though. We can get to Novchosi. lot of marauders. Should be able to win this. I think he was still a little hurt from the attack the turn before. Oh. Dang it, for some reason I thought it was Nochowski. Oh well, this is a little garrison. I'm not, choke point, I guess, is what I meant. So they can't just come down that way. Settra. I think this is Archaon's last... Oh no, I was going to say last settlement. He's got one more, so it's probably another one up here. The Bloodfire Falls, if that's what I remember right, what it's called. Okay.
There is merit in this.
Go this way. King of Tombs, submit to your king. Tomb King of Nehekhara.
Alright, we moved you as well.
Find my harem.
We're trying to make our way over to...
Attend your king, slaves. Destroy all. Nehekhara will
I guess we're just trying to wipe out Be'lakor, or not Be'lakor, Belegar. Just so his armies can't reinforce quite as easily. Because he was attacking vampire counts just a little bit. So if we cut him off this way, then he'll only be able to come from this way. Because that was the first problem that we faced.
find my harem.
Because you can't take Mirage Liano in one turn? Okay, you can.
Rise, my legions, rise. My new city
We're almost to where we can get
of the dead.
another army with Canopic Jars.
What? Address me as your highness.
Alright, we can't quite make it there in one turn.
Yes.
So let's channel some magic.
Nehekhara rises from
This is one of the ones that I was afraid of. We'll just do this so he can't march out and attack us every time.
we retreat.
Because this is what happens, is just putting this in this little corner, which is kind of annoying. So let's do this.
Arise, my legions.
It's not going to let us wear him down with attrition, but
King of greatest deeds.
you're coming to help fight off these guys.
Prepare the crypt. Arise, legions.
Which we are spread a little bit thinner than I would like. Because I don't want to have to fight like 3 armies with 1 army.
Stop that.
But once these guys start taking out his provinces over here, he's going to quickly lose a lot of his power. Yeah, because he had 18 provinces. He has 18 right now, but he had like 30 something a couple of turns ago. It's not too big of a deal. So anyone else we need to move first? Oh yeah, up here. This is why. Yeah, so Nakari's definitely coming for us over here. Look at that.
You may touch me.
So I may just try to ambush some of them. And there's Nakari himself. Because I just wanted to wipe out...
They challenge me.
I wanted to wipe out Grom.
War for Nehekhara.
Because if we can, that'll bring our endgame a little bit closer.
Nothing.
Because I believe he just has Athalorn left.
You're not right, Dad.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just look in the diplomacy screen real fast to see if those are his last ones. 7. Okay, which one did I miss? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so maybe there's another one else somewhere.
The nation calls. King of
Oh, 7 right there. With Corone. Oh, and Wolf the Ronder is coming down too.
Nehekhara will be mine. Yes, grovel and beg. I deem it.
Fortunately, not a whole lot we can do for this guy. I think I may just want to get rid of these Ushapti. Get some great bows. Because that army does not have very much ranged.
Calls.
Get that replenishment up. Try to ambush on both sides. I know we're not going to be able to get this garrison up, but why not? We have basically infinite money right now. Yeah, you're in ambush, you're in ambush. Oh no, you weren't quite yet. Let's finish off Be'lakor. Be'lakor. The Dark Master.
The Creator God.
Oh, dang it, I meant to do canopic jars. Jisoro.
Address me as your
Where do we want to go with you? Because if I have to, I'm just going to retreat all these guys back and wipe out Grom. Because we don't control a lot of this territory. We control most of Bretonia, but it's not built up. So if I have to abandon it, I'm fine with that. Which we may just do that instead. We can hold this for a turn while this guy replenishes, for 2 turns while this guy replenishes. That might be a better plan. Okay. We do have some of the fortresses though, so hopefully we can get them up and that maybe slow them down just a little bit. Probably not, but it's always good to be a little bit hopeful. But you still do have some territory in Lustria, but I think we kind of abandoned that, if I remember right. Yeah, we did. Rakarth is down here in the south.
What is this foolishness?
Unfortunately. I don't want to have to fight for this territory again, so unless he starts coming this way, I'm not going to be too worried. So if that's another stupid rogue army, who just won't leave us alone. So we'll see if we get an ambush over here. Oops.
King of Nehekhara.
Him will come up and have him meet at Carrickagin with this army.
Agreed. This is my order.
And yeah, so we're doing pretty good. We've got control of a lot of territory. We just need to finish off Belagar, then we can focus all of our attention on Chaos. Sorry, get all these province bonuses going. Nakari's gonna send so many armies after us though, look at this. Nakari is a huge pain in the butt. Okay, so he noticed one of our ambushes. Oh no, he went back. That's good. That's very good for us. Just as long as he doesn't send five armies at once. Norcard's taking the Southern Chaos Waste from us. Empire became friendly with us, though. Sure. As long as you don't go to war with the Lizardmen, I'm okay with that. Yeah, we knew this stuff was going to happen. This one, unfortunately, we can't win. We just got to keep him busy a little bit. Oh, good. He actually retreated to a good part, so we can actually get out of it that way. Oh, man. Man, Grom is just coming back with vengeance. Need to get these Bretonnian armies back to where I can focus him down.
For Nehekhara.
Okay, one more turn until you're ready. You're still in ambush, so I think that's good for you. That means you have a much better chance of ambushing Nehekhara. So we'll try to wipe out. Okay, that's just bullcrap. Did you see that? That's his retreat. He literally went like 2 turns full worth of movement range on that. Okay, Marienburg, we just want you to heal back up a little bit. It's those war armies, that's the problem. That's what makes him so strong. Okay, I'm fine if he takes... Actually, no, I do not want him to take that. Because that means we have to come and fight another annoying area. So let's see if we can ambush him, and we'll come back that way. Settra's wiping out Chaos. Almost finished off Archaon. King of Battle. Okay, Kediskov. You were going to go after Karakongor. Where's the line? Just so we can replenish a little bit back in that turn. I'll let him take attrition for a little bit. Hopefully this guy doesn't get attacked by a whole bunch of Azag. Gosh, I'm having such a hard time with names today. Azag's army. Azag the Slaughterer. I'm not sure what we want to do with you right away. Yeah, because we would take attrition all through that. Okay, luckily he doesn't have a lot of armies yet. So let's see if he actually tries to come attack us. So we can defeat those armies pretty easily. You're just going to take back this territory that the dwarves have taken from us. Lamazash is our number 2. Ooh, ow. Except for we need to replenish a whole lot with that. Okay. You're an ambush guy, so I'm not going to move you. Where is this? What is this? He always makes me think of... What's it called? Zoolander. What is this? A building for ants? Okay, we'll have these two guys meet up to take on Grom. Unfortunately, he's kind of being a pain. I don't know if I don't really have enough movement speed to wipe out this Stroger army, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Onward, soldiers.
Okay.
I reign. There. My dynasty.
Okay, I'm not going to worry about those for now.
My glory.
Because we've almost got all of this. Maybe I'll come back and take... once I take the Temple of Heimkall,
Settra watches.
then I'll come and help Settra clean up the Chaos Wastes. Oops, we already did him. And a Thor.
Land of the dead. Land of the dead. A bold strategy. To battle for the Creator God.
I think we need 4,800 until our next army. Yeah. So that's not too bad. Probably another 2 turns. We keep taking a lot of territory. Let's see if we can get an ambush.
Living curse. Tomb King. Find my harem.
Alright. Glacier Lake, this is where Krell fell. And where he was resurrected by Nagash. Maybe we wanted them to come up this way and then focus on taking out Athel Loren. Okay, I think we're almost done with armies then. Yep. Oh, I'm surprised they didn't attack Bordello. They kept going south. To where? Brion? Okay, maybe that makes more sense for them. Zorn Uzkul. The Line of Skulls. That'll be for our Chaos Tour friends when they come next year. All right. Oh, there's more of this stuff to do. Oops, not quite yet. Yeah, Nakari is vassalized the Cult of Pleasure, Alariel with her, what is it, the Avalorn, and I don't know if Malekith survived. Maybe he got wiped out by the combination of Nakari and what's her face? Who is this? Thutep. Sure, whatever. Oh, that was the ambush army, that's why.
Battle for the Creator God.
Maybe we should have just retreated him a little bit farther back. But now that's one less dwarf army to worry about, so we can keep pushing into their territory. Ooh, yeah, look how many armies are right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically 7 full armies plus 2.5 more. Yeah, we're getting out of Dodge as quick as we can. All this abandon the old world. Come march down this way, please. Hopefully our garrison slow them down a little bit. I'm not going to attack this right away, I don't think. Because I don't want all 3 of these armies. Oh, never mind. It's just a small army. Plus, we've got a lot of constructs in there, so not going to be too bad. That growth going. Yeah, we're abandoning Bretonia to Nehekhara. Alright. Belagar's going to run out of steam pretty quickly once we start taking all his home provinces. We're going to wipe out Ungrim probably this turn, depending on how strong his garrison is. We'll have you come help over here. Something else we can get in a turn? Yes, get some bone giants. Get rid of those normal Ushapti. They're not too helpful. They're too weak at this point. Ushapti, their auto-resolve is just terrible past the early game. They're still alright in battles, but you have to use them pretty... you have to micro them a lot. Or just give them chaff targets. I would love to see Ushapti with great weapons. They're quite a bit stronger. Called like Ushapti Ancients or something based off their army book. We have moved Settra. I forgot about him. Okay, we can't quite get there in that turn. Buried in Bloodheim. No. Okay, so Archaon is almost dead. He's got 2 fortresses left here and probably 1 more right there. You, we were going to bring back down, kind of focus on this area once you take out this last province. Or maybe Azazel's going to be a bigger problem. Got 2 armies right there. Yeah, maybe we can do this. That's a little bit faster. And we can meet up with Settra. Oh, that's what we were going to look at.
Let me think about it. No.
Yeah, we can just lightning strike a bunch of these guys, though.
Fool. To war for Nehekhara. Slaves, inform the Necrotect. Attack and destroy.
Oh, we actually get both of them. Yeah, I'm fine losing a Cameron Sphinx for that. Global recruitment is getting a lot better for us. Although, since we've built so many of them. Plus, this gets us a little bit stronger settlement. Yeah, it's like we can get one back in 3 turns. Which, this army has to replenish a little bit anyway.
Nehekhara rises from the sands.
Then you two are going to go after
Of course.
Ungrim's last stand.
Reigns supreme.
This army's not going to be quite in range. But
Creator God.
pretty much wipes out all of them.
By the gods. Submit to your king. Kill these wretches. Arise,
Tomb Guard and a unit of a regiment of renown, I mean.
agreed. This is my order.
Level 50. Get rid of that. That regiment of renown, I mean.
A bold strategy. Land of the dead.
Then one of these guys can come and take out the 6th book of Nagash.
Submit. Your king demands.
Scully Death Dealer. That's a pretty
I'm a rude lord.
pretty aggressive name for a dwarf.
My will be done. Arise, my legions.
Krasakarak is ours once again.
Unliving curse.
That casualty replenishment going. Yeah, Belagar is... shouldn't have declared war on us. That's the story to learn right there.
Your king slain.
'Cause he's getting his butt whooped. Oh, let's do that.
I reign. Soon, not now.
Alright, anyone else we have not moved yet?
He reigns supreme. Tomb King of Nehekhara.
Ooh, you need a caster. See if we have one to give him. Not right now.
Priest King of greatest dynasty.
Chimera Plateau. The Chimera, that'd be a cool unit, monster to get for like Beastman or Chaos. Path to the east. The northern trail that leads into Cathay. Instead of the Ivory Road, which goes through the mountains of Morn. One will go up to help him, and the other one will come down here to get that book real fast, and then finish off Swordshaven. Come out this way. Alright, where do we want to watch, just in case we get attacked? Probably over here. Because I think if anyone's going to attack, it's going to be here or here. Oh, I always forget about the stupid Lich Priest back there.
War for Nehekhara.
Stupid Rakarth. I gave him peace because I didn't want to have to focus on Lush here for a while. And all this territory in the Southern Chaos Waste is a pain to take back. No. Goodbye, Belagar. You declared war on me. I did not declare war on you. Yep. That's probably that Wa army. Yep. The Shadow Legion. Belacor.
Nehekhara will be mine. To war for Nehekhara.
Hey, Carrick-Cadrin is gone.
Greatness comes.
Alright.
Yes, grovel and beg. Unliving Mars. My glory. Attend your king, slaves.
We can go 3 turns without you. Check the Chosen of the Gods. Haven't claimed this stuff.
My new city.
Alright.
Power in unlife.
You were gonna leave. If we just want to come focus on this side.
Kill these wretches.
Carrick Doom, this has been our, like, our MVP of garrisons. Look at that. Level 5, level 3. Bunch of these guys just, like, even undefended, it defended itself like 8 times and always won. Do we want to go this way? Yeah, let's do that. Because Kareza Crack, I'll take it back if I have to. But then I can just come down this way, and then the other army can come that way.
King. Summon them. Land of the dead. I assent. Nehekhara rises from the sands. To battle for the Creator God. Take it for me.
Baston. Which hopefully we'll see... Where's Baston? Well, hopefully we'll see Bohemond Beastslayer as a DLC for Bretonia. I really hope they get a DLC because they need new units. Alright, you come take out that army. You two can start heading into Athel-Loren. Have you take out Carrick Izor first.
Be done.
Can't quite reach it, so...
Granted. Find my harem.
Oh, why is that garrison so strong?
Will be mine.
I guess he's got... Oh, it's because he's got an outpost. That's why.
King of fools.
Okay, this other army should be easy now. Do I lose anything? No.
Rise, my legions.
Ah, still a Pyrrhic victory, though, with 2 armies.
Take it for me.
And now we can get another army with Canopic Jars.
Obey me. Priest king of greatest dynasty.
Yeah, you can't quite make it to that army, unfortunately.
Address me as your highness.
Alright.
Is my throne ready?
You guys are just marching, and we'll take out Athaloran. Oh, Settra. Yeah, I forgot about you.
Sheesh.
3 armies, is that going to be enough to stop Settra?
Bow before your king.
I do not think so.
Never.
Okay, this one we do have to lightning strike, though.
Settra comes. Execute them.
Let's siege it down for a turn or 2. Hopefully, our Cathay allies come up and help us a little bit.
Is impossible.
Let's see if we'll come over there. Did we already move you? Yes, we did. Alright, I think we moved about everyone. Where do we want this new army, though? I don't think we want it over here. Let's do it over here, and then we'll move them up. I guess I have to buy the army first. Ha, that's funny. That's what we have to do. Okay. Get King Adalia. Or Panet. Since he's level 22. Let's go with Scavenger, because that gives us a little better chance of getting some items. And a Tomb Prince to go with it. And a Necrotect. Ooh, Infantry Master.
Do not challenge me.
Oh, I did not want Cultist Prince. Let's go with those extra hit points. And I just need to remember to take them off the chariot.
Legions arise.
Scorpion Carver? Sure, why not?
The ultimate shrine. I'll set the slaves to work. On your knees.
Alright, now just a bunch of this stuff to go through. All the level ups. Oops, no, I guess we'll just skip it and wait till next turn. Alright. Yeah, Bretonnia is kind of screwed, though. We got the Chaos Tide coming that way. Like, just look at how many armies there are right there. So I'm fine abandoning Britonia as long as we can take out Grom. Leangui. Oh, I forgot we're not allied with Miao Ying. Just Zhao Ming.
To war for Nehekhara.
We're almost done with our complete campaign victory, too.
Arise, my legions. Rise.
Because I think for our campaign victory, we just had to, when our endgame scenario was the biggest Wa, which we've almost wiped out Grom, and Azag just has a few things left. Because we already wiped out Skarsnik and Grimgor. Growth? No, I do not want casualty replenishment to go down.
Legions rise. Encounter. Moving.
Alright, these 4 guys will come this way.
Listen. Land of the dead. Shatter their bones. I forbid this. Arise, my legions. Rise.
Oh, that was Azag. Oh, over here it was.
Stand, sentinel.
Where are the other books of Nagash? Ulthwan, and this is one is just, yeah. Near the Sword of Cain. Okay. Oops. Trying to click through all those so I didn't have to sit there and wait.
Advance. My will be done. Move it. Immortality and power.
Keep moving.
Greatness comes. Find my harem. To battle for the Creator God. Agreed. This is my order. Tomb King.
This is my order. Alright.
Find my harem. This king of greatest dynasty. Call me. This is where.
3 more turns till that guy's ready.
Summon them. Onwards.
We can move you with still replenishing. Settra. I'm trying to remember if the if the global recruitment is the same for Tomb Kings, where I'm like the Empire, where the more you build of something, the higher units you get. I mean the reduced time on the man. Now why am I having such a hard time saying this? The reduced time on the global recruitment. Okay, we'll recruit some. Oh, 2 turns there? Really? Oh, I forgot about that. My bad. Well, I guess they're going to come up there, so maybe I shouldn't worry about that too much. Ooh, Throg. He's got 3 mammoths. Yeah, that's actually a pretty strong army. Not strong enough, though. Harvest your organs.
My dynasty.
I need those canopic jars after all.
It benefits the Empire.
A bold strategy.
You are gonna go this way, yeah.
They challenge me. Make way.
I was like, how am I taking damage that way?
Move, but not yet.
Move, but not yet.
Find my harem.
I'm just gonna march so I can get through most of it.
March.
That way I can attack it next turn.
King moves.
Yeah.
Where is this?
You were both gonna go north, if I remember right.
Destroy all.
Then you were gonna come south. Okay, who have we not moved yet? Pretty much everyone.
Servants.
Get those canopic jars going.
Mortal fool. I deem it. Petra watches.
Ooh.
Weak. Petra calls.
Morgar, I can finally come and wipe you out now. Ha. Because you are a vassal of Nehekhara.
Yes, your highness. What?
Alright. Oh, let's just do this so we get another casket of souls somewhere.
On your knees.
You have 20, 20,
My
20. Okay, here we go.
supreme.
The challenge stone, that is where ogres, greenskins, and Norskins and chaos champions go to fight. Where is it? Should be, yeah, right there. So there's like a statue where they'll carve their names into it and things like that. Whoever holds control of it at the time. Oops. Sartosa. Yeah, that's a lot of armies. I don't know how... I didn't think he had that much territory. I know he has a lot of things vassalized, but I didn't think vassals counted towards how much money he gets. So that's a lot of armies. Maybe it's just... Oh, maybe I know vassals who give some amount of money, but sure. Why are you wanting peace now? I'm not even fighting you down south. That's interesting. Ah.
War for Nehekhara.
Tomb King garrisons are actually pretty strong on auto-resolve. For some reason. Maybe it's just because they're all unbreakable. But they have crappy stats. Oh, the Soulless Sphinx. That's because Necrosphinx are said to be controlled by the forbidden gods of Nehekhara. I'm going to keep infantry, though. The bonus to infantry.
Arise, legions. Priest king. My will be.
And bring this other army over so they take less casualties.
Yes, grovel and beg. Your king demand to battle for the Creator God. I have risen. Tomb King of
Him we can march close enough to help out, though.
be done. Your king demands. Nehekhara will be mine.
Wait, what was besieged? Carrick Doom. Oh, it's actually Archaon who's coming for it. This might be their the finally lose against someone, because Archaon can like solo that garrison. But Carrick Doom, you'd held out so long. Maybe if this Cathay army comes to help. I'll have our guy come over here too. Ooh. Holy, that's actually a lot of skin wolves. Condom wolves, as Turin likes to call them, which that always makes me laugh. Still no match, though. Now we can get Settra to back to full.
Nehekhara rises from the sands. Arise, my legions! Rise!
Cameroon War Sphinxes take so much damage in auto-resolve for some reason.
Nehekhara rises from the sands. Attend your king, slaves.
Like, that always surprises me.
Submit to your king.
Ready for bossing!
I reign.
Okay, we don't need you over here, so let's go up this way to Karakern. That's going to be annoying to get to, though, especially with the other one right here. But you, we can actually take this Book of Nagash now. Actually.
Address me as your highness.
They've been weakened a lot by attrition, so should be an easy battle. Even with a bunch of Minotaurs and Ragnarok spiders. Except for he freaking gets a mile away, though.
Find me.
Like, that's bullcrap.
Now we go.
Now he's not taking attrition anymore.
Land of the dead. All shall perish. To war for Nehekhara. Fire on them.
Ooh, Muga Bigagit. That's a funny name. Bigagit.
Nehekhara will be mine. Occupy it in my name.
Ooh.
Your advice. Obey me.
How many things does Azak have left? He has 3, so we could actually finish this campaign this stream, actually, if we want to. Because I think the only part of our rules left is we need to take the Badlands. I mean, not the Badlands, the Border Princes. Which we're on our way to doing right now.
Address me as your highness. Arise, my legions, rise! Power in unlife. King of tombs.
Did we lose him over here? Because we have a Lich Priest. Okay, probably in here. Let's get rid of just one of these scorpions.
Unliving curse. My will be done. My glory. Tomb King.
Sorry about that.
Find my heart.
Okay. Alright, we can almost get to the Oak of Ages.
What? I reign.
We'll just get you in that stance. Let's get rid of your regiment stuff for now, too. Just so we have them in reserve in case something happens.
Yes, siege is done.
Oh, Lamasash, I forgot about you.
Of greatest demons.
Carry drawn.
To battle for the Creator God. My new city.
Okay, Krauza Crack should be okay for a little bit. How many more turns? 2 turns? Yeah, 2 more turns so you can come up help this way.
Tomb King of Nehekhara. Legions rise. I should take your advice.
I'm gonna march you.
Legions
Or is that's gonna take forever?
serve me.
The Icefire Plains. That's a cool name.
Servants of the dead.
Doesn't make any sound, just. Settra's back up in one turn. Yep. Okay. That bonus movement range. Alright, where do we want to watch? We already know this stuff is going to get attacked, so not too worried about that. Just over here, I think I want to watch in case we get... In case they come for this army that's still replenishing a little bit.
Grovel before Settra. Only then will I listen.
What? I've been nice to you. I've been taking out all your enemies. Why are you mad at me? Because I trespassed a little bit? I thought we had a military access pact. Gosh, it's stupid freaking Morgar. He's like 90% of their balance of power. Jisoro?
Battle for the Creator God. Arise, my legions. Rise.
Bordello.
Nehekhara will be mine.
Ha! Klax wins though.
Rise, my legions. Rise. To war for
Oh, that was that, that's the Book of Nagash that we're chasing. Yeah, I swear we had a military pact.
Such as yours would make for an interesting.
Yeah, we did. Why are you mad at me? Oh, maybe because you're friends with, Belagar. Maybe that's why. Too bad.
Power in unlife. Does not serve.
Okay, where is Archeon's last army?
Legions move.
I mean, his last fortress. Let's see if I do it on here, if it'll bring it up kind of the area. Okay, so it is in that little hidden area then. Okay, so that's where we'll take Settra. I can't quite get there that turn, so...
Nehekhara rises from the sands. Obey me. Nehekhara will be mine. Destroy all.
Bitschaffen will be their last stand of Azag.
To battle for the Creator God. My new city. Submit to your king. Attend your king, slaves. Greatness comes. A
Oh, yeah, that's what we were doing with you guys, huh?
Send the chariots. Arise, my legions. Rise. Take it for me.
Yin Edri Eternos, the Oak of Ages.
Find my harem.
If we take out this stuff, then I will take my armies back out and go after Brittany again.
For the Creator.
Grom is defeated, finally.
Occupied in my name.
At least I think so. Yes, Broken Axe is destroyed.
Watches. Yes.
Okay.
It is done.
Really? You don't replenish there? That's interesting.
King moves.
Huh. Okay, we'll take these two guys back out then. You're just gonna go after Carcassonne is what I thought. You'll go after Morgar. Really? I can't go into replenishment stance with like 35%?
Calls. Unliving curse. Attack and destroy.
Why do they get to run so far?
Destroy all.
Because that's really irritating.
End them all. Priest king of greatest dynasty.
Alright, the other Book of Nagash. So we get bonus from trade. And campaign site of some resources. Like we're up here. Huh.
Knees. Immortality and power. My dynasty reigns supreme.
One more turn for you.
Done. My dynasty. Send the chariots. My dynasty reigns supreme.
We'll march them over just so they take a little bit less casualties.
Submit.
Oh well. Didn't quite get in range anyway, so.
I always need slaves. Servants. My way. Summon them. Land of the dead. My warriors. Tomb King. Empire Giant Legions.
Oops. Uzkulak. Plain of Skulls. Oh, rebellion actually. Where? Oh, down in the southern waste. Okay. That's why. Because I think once these guys are finished taking off everything, taking over everything over here, then we'll move over here. We'll see. See how far we want to take this campaign. I think we were planning on doing this as a finale, but who knows. Seducers of Sinesh. I love the look of the Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh. They have a really cool art. I'm at war with them for now, so I'm not going to bother with that. They look so good, though. The Slaaneshi armor. And Malice is allied with Chaos, which is surprising. I didn't think that he was he's not a thrall or a vassal. I think he just allied with Chaos instead. Ha!
Battle for the Creator God.
Oh, we did go into ambush. I thought we were in a channeling stance.
Rise, my legions. Rise.
Aquitaine.
Rise, my legions. Rise.
Yep, let's get all these auto resolves over. I know we're gonna lose it. But
Unliving curse.
they really does not Belagar. What's his face? Oh, I guess he's are they allied with each other? Oh, they are. They're military allies with the Golden Order. Ah, well, too bad for you.
Kill these wretches. Nehekhara will be mine.
And you are friendly done, so you can move out.
Tomb King of Nehekhara. Submit to your king. Entomb them. To war for Nehekhara. Legions rise. On your knees. Address me as your highness. You define me. Arise, my legions. Rise.
Okay, Belagar is down to 2, 4, 6, hopefully. 7, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 10 right there.
Arise, legions. Nehekhara rises from the sands. Attack and destroy. No
Ooh, Thorgrim.
would do this. All shall perish.
Goodbye, Thorgrim.
Occupy it in my name. Priest King. Attend your king, slaves.
This will be the final battle. If we want to end here, we can do that, but let's see.
Battle for the Creator God. I always need slaves.
This will give us campaign victory, I'm pretty sure. If it doesn't crash. Oh, there we go. Ultimate campaign victory. Let's continue for a little bit, though, because we still need to take out Belagar.
Mortal fool.
We need to take the border princes.
Serve me.
Get all his Tomb Guard back. Yeah, I want to look at them real fast.
My blood is quick to boil.
Yes, they're not a vassal. They just allied with Chaos for some reason. That's interesting.
You have 10
Oh no, they're not. They're not allied. They're just at war with everyone else. They're just choosing to go to war with us, huh? Okay.
Settra does not serve.
Well, Settra's making his way over there anyway to finish off the Howling Citadel, Archaon's last settlement.
Is impossible. Great king.
Ultimate campaign victory, though. Do I have some mods installed? Yeah, I do. It's just the 2 skill points that's Portuguese. 2 skill points per level. That's the only gameplay modifying one that I have. I have like the ultimate portraits mod, which just it's just for 2D, just to help on graphics a little bit, and sometimes they use really nice pictures like that one. And then the legendary lore mod, and the better camera mod. So yeah, the only gameplay one I'm playing with is the 2 skill points per level. Sorry. How you doing, by the way? Deep Fear. That's a pretty cool name. Deep Fear Production. Sorry if I didn't notice you right away.
Priest king of greatest dynasty. Yes, grovel and beg. I'm awake. What? We never tire. Make way.
These two are gonna go take out Morgar's Herdstone. Hopefully we'll wipe him out for good. And we can colonize all this other crap. Yeah, the Slanesh invasion? Isn't that crazy? I've never seen something like that before. That is a pretty strong invasion. Yeah, we might just continue this campaign just because it's been so fun. Alright, is there anyone we haven't moved yet? Oh yeah, these two. These are the guys we were kind of bringing out to start to head off the invasion is what I thought. Yeah, so bring these two guys up to defend Paravon. Luckily, Paravon has had a chance to build up just a little bit, so this garrison's a little bit stronger. See if we can get them in an ambush or something.
Land of the dead. They challenge me. Shatter their bone.
Oh, still perfect victory.
For the creator god.
What about you two? Oh yeah, we've already moved you two for this turn.
Address me as your highness.
All right.
My will be done.
Man, the Empire, I'm surprised they've lasted this long. But I'm good, thank you. You love the Tomb Kings, but you can't deal with the slow side of a campaign? Yeah, I understand that. It can definitely be that way with the Tomb Kings. Although sometimes I don't mind slower starts, like Settra's campaign actually isn't that slow because you're taking over so much territory in such a short amount of time. It just takes a while to get the high tier units, but you're definitely not slow in expansion with him. Heimkel. That's interesting. Oh! Katep has survived this entire time? Wow. That is surprising as well. Like, the Wood Elves kind of have a slower campaign as well, but I haven't played them a whole lot. I think they're fun. I love the Elves. The High Elves are my favorite, but the Wood Elves, me and my friend are actually doing a co-op campaign with the Wood Elves. And he just likes going to war with everyone, so. So he's pretty aggressive. Gosh, this is a lot of battles to auto-resolve. Trying to decide what we want to do now. Maybe we want to go to war with Vlad and just consolidate his territory. Because Balthazar is mad at us for some reason. I think just because we're attacking so much of Belagar. But he should have known better.
Your king demand to battle for the Creator God.
Just hiding, probably. Yeah. DJ Kotep.
Will be done. To war for Nehekhara.
Yeah, so I don't know if I want to continue this campaign. I'm having lots of fun with it, but I've also thought about doing like a Empire campaign that's based off of the Skaven Wars from their history, where the Skaven rose up and tried to destroy the Empire. But this was during the time when the Empire didn't have magic, because this was like 1200 Imperial calendar. They didn't have magic, they didn't have gunpowder yet, so it's like half the roster I can't use. So I'm like limited to like huntsmen, crossbowmen, warrior priests, and like witch hunters. So I've kind of did a test run of it, and it was really fun. But I don't know how interested people are to see that. We'll just go after this right away. That way Archeon has to fight somewhere. Which his army is not very strong. But Archeon is just very, very strong.
Be mine. Witness my eternal majesty.
You're not into Warhammer lore, you just know a bit of Archeon, that's it. You'd watch it though? Oh, cool. Yes, like I didn't know very much about Warhammer, basically nothing before these games came out, but I really, really love Warhammer lore after playing the games, and so I have like I've got a big collection of Warhammer books now. Like not just the novels, but like the army books that started making lore videos. I don't know if you've seen that part of my channel, but on Christmas Eve, so the 24th, I released a video on Temple Guard lore for the Blizzardmen.
Seize the dragons.
But I just got into it, and I love the lore of Warhammer. It's really, really cool. Ooh. Let's see if he'll be able to take that. A Cold Godslayer. I don't want to have to come all the way back to fight that though.
Kill these wretches! Arise, my legions! Rise! Take it for me.
Yeah, just it was a really fun test campaign though. Like, so you have to make good use of like the because you have no artillery, you have to make really good use of the Empire Knights. So like the Reichsguard and I hadn't recruited Knights of the Blazing Sun yet, but like the fire damage will be good against the Skaven since they have a lot of regeneration in their units. Because you've played the Total War games for so long. So like I had always wanted to play the Warhammer games like Shogun, but I never had a computer good enough to run it for a long time. But it was finally when I bought like a gaming laptop to play another game. I was like, oh, it can actually run Warhammer all right. I still got like 20 frames a second, but I had really wanted to try this series for a long time, and Warhammer was the first one where I was like, oh, I love fantasy. So I'll get into that. And yeah, I love Warhammer lore. So we're kind of the opposites. We both met at Total War Warhammer, but I wish I would have been able to play like Shogun as a kid. Vlad von Karstein. Yep. We'll come take over Fort Yakova. And then we'll go to help our... I'll take over the rest of the Empire in Norska.
Servants.
Oh yeah, these were our guys coming to take over Morgar.
Your advice.
There's a difference between Fantasy and Age of Sigmar, right? Yeah, so Fantasy was the original setting, but it was kind of mismanaged for a while, and so it kind of became less popular, and it wasn't making Games Workshop as much money, so they decided to end it in what's called the End Times, which was a huge disaster. But they started a new setting called Age of Sigmar, which kind of takes place after with some of the same characters, but not really. They just kind of restarted it so they could trademark a lot more of the names. Yeah, so like they're almost completely different. Like Fantasy is closer to like Tolkien, where it's kind of vaguely similar to our real world. So like cultures of where they are and the actual world will be kind of based on like Bretonnia is based off of France and England. Ulthuan was like based off of Atlantis. Lustria is the Aztecs, the Lizardmen, I mean. Yeah, and 40K is like its own separate thing. It's a science fiction setting.
Ambush the foolish. Legions, move.
Yeah, the chaos gods are one of the few things that's consistent across all of the universes. So like Slanesh, Khorne, Tzeentch, and Nurgle all exist in all of the universes, and they're pretty much the same in every setting, except for some of their demons will be different, some of their named demons. So like Skarbrand exists in fantasy and in 40k, but I don't think he exists in Age of Sigmar. And then like Kugath is the main Nurgle demon in fantasy, but then in 40k and Age of Sigmar, his name is I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's another demon that looks like almost exactly like Kugath. It's just a different name.
Destroy all. My dynasty reigns supreme.
Okay, you're just gonna try to hold off over here. But I like 40k. I'm not huge into it like some people are. I don't know nearly as much about the lore as I do fantasy. All right, let's take out. Actually, I got to see if I have any treaties with him. No, I don't. Okay. But Age of Sigmar to me just isn't that interesting because there's not a whole lot of things that are relatable about it because it's realms instead of like actual territory, and it's kind of confusing for me, even for someone who knows a lot about Warhammer. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So fantasy was very first. It came out in like 1982, 1983. There were 3 editions to start, but they were more based off selling miniatures for like Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. But it was like 3rd edition where they finally started making like their own setting. It still heavily borrows from like Lord of the Rings. But it's original in a lot of aspects as well. 40k came around the like 1992, I think, 1990s, early 1990s, around the time that Warhammer fantasy was in its 4th. And so the end times are basically when Games Workshop decided to end Warhammer fantasy battles. And it just ended the setting where even though the characters been around, they'd killed off a lot of characters, and the big problem people had with it is just that it was a character assassination for a lot of characters, so they acted out of character, like Teclis, who's one of my favorite characters, the High Lore Master of the High Elves. Archaon had existed before, but this is when he kind of shows up and destroys everything, so he actually succeeds in destroying the world. So the Horned Rat he's a minor chaos god. He is the god of the Skaven, who are a chaos race. They're sort of like beastmen, where they're mutated. They're mutations that have become a stable species.
My will be done.
But yeah, the end times are kind of a mess, so don't look them up unless you're super interested, because when I read it, I was like, man, this kind of sucks. But luckily, they're bringing back Warhammer Fantasy on tabletop probably next year with what's called Warhammer: The Old World. So that takes place about 300 years before the current setting does. So chaos is still good. There's going to be a big chaos invasion, but there's going to be a lot of different characters for most races. So like there won't be Karl France for the Empire. There'll be the Emperor Magnus the Pious. The elves will still have most of their characters that are the same. But you said in the Warhammer 2 when you played as Skaven, can you see the Horned Rat in the last battle? You can't really see him. You get images. They have cutscenes where you get to see him a little bit. But I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've played the final battle in Warhammer 2. So I don't remember off the top of my head.
Address me as your highness.
Arcan was he's a human. So his backstory is kind of convoluted because if you know who Be'lakor is, Be'lakor, I'll see if I can find him on the campaign map. Be'lakor was the first demon prince, so he was the first human ever to become immortal. His main armies are not right there, but yeah, so Be'lakor was the first prince to become immortal. And he kind of got banished because he was trying to usurp the Chaos Gods. So he's been basically immaterial for the last 6,000 years or however much time has passed. So he's trying to reconquer the world, but he actually fathered Archaon while he was possessing a mortal body. And Archaon kind of grew up thinking he was basically a warrior priest almost of Sigmar, so of the Empire. Then he kind of discovers that the Empire is kind of holding back secrets. I haven't read his book yet, but he basically turns to chaos, and he doesn't like the Chaos Gods a whole lot. He hates Sigmar. He hates all the gods in general, and he just wants to destroy all of them. So that's kind of what his shtick is about, is destroying the world because he hates the gods. Okay, I think we moved everyone. Did I move Settra? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I like chaos, but I'm not a huge... I don't know as much about chaos as I do about a lot of the other races like the elves or the dwarfs. I haven't read Arcan's novel yet. Because Arcan's what's called the Ever-Chosen. So he's basically one of the few mortals that have managed to get the four Chaos Gods to unite under a single person. And so he collects all the artifacts of the previous Ever-Chosens. He's the 13th Ever-Chosen. So he collects the items of the previous Ever-Chosens to become the new one, and unites chaos under his banner. Yeah, but he was basically a knight of Sigmar. And then he kind of learns dark secrets about the Empire. Gosh, why won't you just leave me alone, Dark Elves?
They challenge me. Arise, my legions, rise.
Yeah, so he's the 13th Ever-Chosen. They're all successive, so all the other Ever-Chosens have united chaos and tried to destroy the world, take over the world for chaos, but they all failed. They were all defeated. There's only a list of like 2 or 3 ones that are actually known. The rest are just kind of background that we have no information on. Like the first was Morcar, who Sigmar the Barbarian actually defeated him. Oh, it's been like 2 years since I watched a video about him? Yeah, me too. It's been a while since I've researched Archaon. I don't know nearly much about him as I do the other races. But, yeah, so that's basically what the Everchosen is he's the person who unites chaos, all 4 chaos gods under one banner. Alright, he's taking attrition though, because he doesn't have a province. I believe so. I don't think Archaon has any more. Yeah. So he should die pretty quickly. Let's see if we can get in range to help this guy take over Berkvar. The Sea Gate. Yeah, he reminds you a bit of Sauron. That makes sense because that's one of the things that that they borrowed very heavily from is Lord of the Rings. The Dark Lord. Alright, can't quite get there in one turn, so.
My orders. To battle for the Creator God. Find my harem.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to borrow a lot from Tolkien in most modern fantasy, just because he like revolutionized the idea of what fantasy can be. Because previously you had like science fiction, who was like H.G. Wells and things like that. But fantasy was something that basically he created the genre of it, because he based it so much off of mythology, and whereas fantasy used to be more about like the fairy type of things. Elves used to be kind of fairies, but in Tolkien's where they were tall warriors.
Attend your king, slaves. Settle their bones. I forbid this. Nehekhara will be mine. Summon them. Destroy all. Do not betray your king. They challenge me.
You hope they put Nagash in? Yeah, me too. Nagash is one of my favorites. I think he's pretty much an auto-include. He's just such a cool character that it would really be a huge misstep if they didn't eventually include him.
Reign supreme. Send the chariots.
Because like in the older lore, he was actually a playable character in 4th edition of the tabletop. Then they kind of put him as a background character just because he was so ridiculously overpowered. But they brought him back in the end times. Okay, what do we do about this Slaaneshi invasion, though? Because it's going to be hard to take them on one by one.
Nehekhara rises from the sands.
Oh, I meant for you to go over there, dang it.
Challenge me.
Oh well, next turn. Alright, you two are going to come over here.
And power. I'm awake. Yes, grovel and beg.
We'll see if they come and attack this guy if I leave him as bait.
Submit to your king.
They should be able to retreat far enough just in case they bring multiple armies.
My will be done. Greatness comes.
Belagar should be just about dead.
Now we go.
Should have those 3 provinces left, if I remember right. 4. Where's this 4th one? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4 right there. Yep. Yeah, I think I can beat them with lightning strike too. It just depends on how many. If they get the attack on me, then I'm at a disadvantage.
Submit to your king. My dynasty reigns supreme. Attend your king, slaves. Or address me as your highness.
Yeah, that army, that garrison must be just super strong.
Destroy them. Arise, my legions. Rise.
All right, where's this rebellion? Right there. Okay, I don't care about that. 10 turns until I can get my sandstorm right.
King of greatest dynasty.
Yeah. Oh, they decided not to invade us. Okay. You must know that we have an ambush there.
Prostrate yourself and pray that I...
Oh, they actually want to be friends with us. They're actually allied with Valkia the Bloody. Oh, sorry, you're getting a burp there. I'm not gonna trade with you for right now. Kemri. Oh, Marienburg. Yeah, go Marienburg. Don't quite wipe out his army, but
that existence.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, so we've already achieved our the ultimate victory conditions, but I think we want to finish my campaign objectives, which I can bring them up on screen real fast. So we're just reconquering all of Kemri's ancient empire, which we've extended past that quite a bit in some areas, like past the Darklands into the Chaos Wastes. But we built all the pyramids, and we've reclaimed everything except for the border princes. Because that's pretty much as far as Nehekhara's domain ever went, was the Southlands. Or I'll do it once it's easier to look at.
Nehekhara will be mine. Arise, my legions. Rise.
Yeah, so I can bring it up. So Nehekhara's ancient empire originally was all of Nehekhara, so all of this area. They didn't quite go into the jungles, but we took that anyway. They went over here and then through the mountains of... Yeah, so it was huge. So they originally... Nehekhara's just right here, but then they took all of the Southlands. They took a bunch of the World's Edge Mountains. Not the Dwarf Holds, of course, but like the actual territory outside of it. They controlled the Border Princes, which is right here. And they even reached into the Darklands. And then parts of Bretonnia it said that they had control over. And it said there was also that Settra's empire sometimes reached as far as Lustria, but that's kind of questionable on that source. But yeah, their empire was huge. It was the largest human empire ever in Warhammer. Before Nagash destroyed it all. Well, Settra's the one that got it the biggest, but then the other Tomb Kings kind of warred amongst themselves for a long time. And so it never got quite as big. Yeah, but they were humongous. They were a huge empire. Hey Pharaon, good to see you again. Yeah, so I already have that Book of Nagash that gives you a sandstorm. That one, I believe for Settra, starts in Lamia. It's either Lamia or the one that Arkan has over here. But yeah, so we have 6 of the 8 books. We just need to take the last 2 on Ulthuan that have one that's kind of southern Ulthuan and then one that's near the Shrine of Cain. So how did Nagash betray them? So Nagash was actually, he was the firstborn of the High King, basically of Nehekhara, but in Nehekharan culture, the firstborn son was always became a priest. So of the mortuary cult, so they couldn't be kings. So Settra, or not Settra, Nagash's brother was the High King, but Nagash was just obsessed with ruling and being powerful, and especially with being immortal. He hated death. So he betrayed his brother and took over the kingdom. And he searched for the secrets to immortality. And he actually discovered an elixir. He invented the elixir that allows immortality. But because of like the experiments that he did, all the other Tomb Kings rose up against him. And he was exiled. And basically wandered half dead so he was originally in Khemri. I'll find it for us. So he was originally the priest king of Khemri right here. And then they exiled him and he made his way all the way over here to Nagashazar, is where he founded this fortress. And he inhaled a bunch of warpstone until his body became basically huge and mutated. And he waged war against the Tomb Kings again, this time with the help of vampires. And he basically wiped out their all of the Tomb King Empire, and then was going to raise them as skeletons to fight the rest of the world and take over the entire world. But the one person he had left alive was the king of Nehekhara, the king of Nehekhara called Alcaldazar. And so Alcaldazar was imprisoned in Nagashazar, kind of just as a showboaty, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to everyone else. I'm gonna raise them as skeletons. But the Skaven, who have always kind of desired the warp stone, which is like chaos in physical form, magic in physical form, there's a huge mountain of it under Nagashazar. And so they desired the warp stone. When they found out that Nagash was going to raise all of Nehekhara's dead as skeletons, they kind of betrayed him and let Alcaldazar loose, and he killed Nagash with a magic sword called the Fellblade, which was made of Gromril and warpstone. So Nagash was killed the first time then. So that's where the Tomb Kings got their immortality from. Was Nagash was doing this big ritual to bring all of Nehekhara's dead back to life, to serve him as like skeleton warriors like the vampire counts do. But he was killed in the middle of it, so all of Nehekhara was brought back to life, but not to serve Nagash, just kind of there instead. And so all of the Tomb Kings start rising again and try to reclaim their territory. And Settra was the first of the priest kings. He's the one that united them originally. And so then he reconquers all of the other Tomb Kings and brings them under his heel, which is kind of what we were playing out with our campaign, is bringing all of his empire back under his control. Sorry, my voice is my throat was kind of dry after saying all that, and I'm a little bit excited because someone asked me a question. I'm like, I know the answer to that. I love talking about the lore, but I don't get to do it as much as I'd like to, which is why I make lore videos, because that's my kind of outlet for that.
To war for Nehekhara.
Which, speaking of, I might go fill up my water real fast.
I deign to move. Legions move.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fill up my water real fast. Okay, sorry about that. I ended up using the bathroom too, and then I got a phone call as well. So there's a bunch of things at once. So you said that when they killed him the first time, did Nagash has died multiple times, yeah. First time he died was to Alcaldazar. The second time was to Sigmar. And the third time, he didn't really die to anyone specific, but it was because that the blade he'd been killed with the first time weakened him so much. Okay. And so he was resurrected in the end times, but I don't really like the end times, so I don't really count it as canon. Feron says, I saw that Kotep is still alive. Yeah, I'm not trading with him yet. I don't think so. Okay, we can do that. Wow, he's got 17 provinces. I really wish we could confederate as Tomb Kings, though. Yeah, when you trade, they tend to do better. Yeah. Oh, not quite fast enough to get them. Okay, you're gonna come take over Zufbar. But yeah, sorry if that was kind of rushed to that explanation. I got a little bit excited just because, like, oh, I can explain something to someone. But yeah, so Nagash was a Tomb King, then took over the Tomb Kings in search of immortality, but then he was exiled, became the tall skeleton guy, and then got revenge on the Tomb Kings by wiping them out and then trying to raise them as dead, as skeleton warriors. But he was killed in the process, and so they got reanimated, but they're not slaves to Nagash. They have their own will. All right, who have we not moved so far?
This is my order. Desert to sea. Undead.
Oh, come this way so we don't have to go through all that attrition.
By the gods. Greatness comes. Strike on my command. Nehekhara rises from the sands. To battle for the Creator God.
All right, back to our invasion of the Slaneshi invasion.
I think not.
Luckily, even though they have a lot of armies, they're not very high tier, except for that one. Nakari's army is full of Chosen and Soul Grinders.
You stand before the Supreme Patriarch like an ant before the descending boot.
The Black Pyramid of Nagash, yes, that is his pyramid. So a lot of the Tomb Kings built their pyramids for like their resting place where they would come back when the mortuary cult finally discovered the way to resurrect people. Nagash was of all the Tomb Kings, he was the one that's most preoccupied with death and eternal life. He hated death. He's scared of it. And his pyramid was his resting place. It was going to be, but he never intended to die. So it's actually like a big conduit for dark magic. It draws in dark magic from around the world. And when he does die, it actually uses that power to resurrect him. It just takes a long period of time for his body to reform. Okay.
Bless me as your highness. Unliving curse.
Yeah, so currently Nagash's body was kind of destroyed, but some of his body was scattered, like his crown was lost until it's actually picked up and found by... Eventually, it comes in the possession of Azag the Slaughterer, who's an orc, and it makes like Azag really, really smart because it kind of directs him. His staff gets it's in Sylvania for a really, really long time until Arkan the Black, who's his servant. Where's Black Tower of Arkan? Who Arkan goes and takes the staff back, and he wields that. And there was also a claw, which I can't remember what happened to that one.
Not in my name.
Did his pyramid float? So it doesn't all the time, but in the end times is where it starts to float. Yeah.
Your advice. Tomb King of Nehekhara.
Yeah, that's how Azag knows death magic, is that he wears the crown of Nagash. Yeah, because necromancy, which Nagash invented, is basically a combination of death magic, Nehekharan magic, and dark magic. Yep, it really does not like us going to war with
Like an ant before the descending boot.
going to war with Belagar, though. Okay.
Powered on life.
Yeah, so the Crown of Sorcery made, that's what the Nagash's crown is called, made Azag really, really smart. And he could cast basic magic because of the crown. Manfred did not learn from Nagash. Not... In the end times, he serves Nagash a little bit, but Manfred is a vampire that became a vampire through Vlad von Karstein. That's where he first learned necromancy. But when Vlad died, he knew that there would be lots of infighting between the vampires to see who would rise to the top, and so Manfred just left. And he goes to Nehekhara to research about necromancy and death magic and all, just to learn as much as he can so he can become more powerful. And when the person who had became dominant in Sylvania and the vampire counts, who was his brother called Conrad, when Conrad dies, Manfred comes back, and he's much more powerful after having studied in studying necromancy in Nehekhara. Manfred doesn't want to serve anyone. He's like Nagash. He doesn't like serving. So he actually, in the end times, he's trying to resurrect Nagash, but under his own power. But that doesn't end up working.
Destroy all.
Archaon is gone.
Nehekhara will be mine. Occupy it in my name. Petra calls. Send the chariots. Petra watches.
We'll start sending this guy over here to help against Slanesh.
Submit to your king.
Yeah, Manfred is basically the most powerful caster of the vampires, but he's kind of a dick and really, really selfish. So his plans usually end up backfiring.
No. Find my harem. No, I will not shame my Nehekhara will be mine.
Yeah, so that's why they kind of moved him to Nehekhara, because that's what he was doing, was looking for the books of Nagash to kind of learn Nagash's secrets. Which I really like when they kind of play on the themes of what the lore says. Like Nagash being in Nehekhara while Vlad is in Sylvania.
My glory. On your knees. Submit. I reign. A living curse.
Where's your last province? Oh. We can say, why aren't they taking attrition?
No. Power in unlife.
Yeah, we'll actually go and have them, I think, help them wipe out. Yeah, we'll just go this way. We can say, have them help wipe out Festus. Vlad was not the first vampire, so the first vampire was named Nehekhara. She's not in the game currently, but she's most likely to come eventually. So Nagash became immortal when he created the elixir of life. And that created true immortality, but only he knew the secrets to it. And so when he's exiled from Nehekhara and makes his way to Nagashazar, other people that are jealous of that try to discover the secrets to it. And one of those persons is Nehekhara, who her father is actually the one who ousted Nagash. And so she goes back to Lamia with some of his books and tries to, where's Lamia? She goes back to Lamia, where she's from, and tries to recreate the elixir of life. But she doesn't do it completely right, and so instead of making her immortal in the same way that Nagash is, she's immortal, but now she has to drink the blood of... She has to drink blood in order to maintain that immortality. To maintain her sanity as well. And so she becomes the first vampire with that elixir. And then she starts to give it to some of the people around her who she thinks are special, and they become other original vampires. Vlad is one of them, but at the time his name was Vashanesh. And then, like the other original vampires, you have like, you have Abhorash, who he's the original blood dragon. So most of them are like in Bretonnia now, but he's not a main character. He's really a side character, background character. Yeah, immortality by in death. Vampires aren't technically dead in Warhammer, though. They actually never really die. They're closer to like a demon, to where their body is just immortal. It's made out of magic almost, like the same way that demons are. It's a really complicated topic, but they're considered undead, but they're not truly undead like skeletons are. They're kind of a hybrid. They're like in between being a vampire, in between being a undead and a demon.
Yes, it is done. I deem it. Submit. My demand. Fire on them. I'm awake. Take it for me. The king moves. Find my harem. Nehekhara rises from the sands. To battle for the creator god.
Yes, while Vlad isn't the first vampire, he's probably the most famous vampire. Yeah, so it kind of depends. If you look at it from the tabletop, where all the rules for the gameplay were, they were considered undead because all the units were. It just made the gameplay easier, but if you go by the lore, yes, the vampires are not true undead. They don't actually die to become a vampire. Their body basically gets transformed into a demon-like body. That you can call that death in a sense, but they don't like... It's never been explained fully.
Listen. Attend your king, slaves. My dynasty.
Ooh, ow.
We retreat. My dynasty reigns supreme.
Nehekhara. What? Oh, it's because they're all ambushing. Oh, that was close. Yeah, it's one of the more complicated pieces of lore in Warhammer Fantasy.
For Nehekhara.
Yeah, Nagash is basically a god. He's like a mortal god. He can't be killed truly.
I shall take your advice. Obey me.
And he's basically the only thing that Chaos really fears, because if he kills everything and makes them all undead, then Chaos doesn't have anything to feed off of, and Chaos would die, basically.
Send the chariots. Nehekhara will
3 stacks? Ha. Do with my 1. The only people that really rival Nagash in power is someone like cowered Dragon Tamer, who was the most powerful High Elf mage. He's the one that created the Vortex on Ulthuan. So he's semi-alive. His spirit is still alive at the center of the Vortex, holding it together. He's one of the people that's probably as powerful or more powerful than Nagash, but he's stuck there. Mazdamundi, he's one of the... He's actually dead now, but he's one of the Slann priests, so basically the servants of the old ones that created the Warhammer world. They're super, super powerful magic casters, and they basically rival Nagash too. Depends on the writer. No, the Vortex isn't a portal, so it's basically like a big vacuum. So all of the chaos energy, the magic that comes into the world comes from the... Most of it comes from the poles, the North and South Pole. Where the portals are, that's where the Chaos Gates... I mean, not the Chaos Gates, the portals of the old ones collapsed. And they basically became portals into the Chaos Realm. And so all this excess magic floods into the world. And that's why demons can manifest, but Kalidor designed this vortex to basically suck the excess magic, and it keeps Ulthuan afloat, but it basically, the excess magic, it spits it out into space, or it's kind of conflicting whether it puts it out into space or whether it absorbs it into Ulthuan. Because that's part of the reason why Ulthuan is so magical, is because it sucks in all the excess energy. Yeah, the old ones are, they're basically the creators of the Warhammer world. They're really mysterious because they die off in the very early stages of the setting.
You may touch me only in dreams.
Okay, all these armies are super weak though.
None but Slanesh may dominate me.
Attack and destroy.
Yeah, there's no images of them because they're just really mysterious. It's hard to say anything else about them. But the old ones are the ones that so they created the lizard men. No, they're not like Catholic gods, so they're there's not really a direct equivalent. They're basically like a spacefaring race where magic and science was the same to them because they were so advanced.
Fire on them. To battle for the Creator God.
They're not like they're not like God in that sense. They're godlike in that they were super, super powerful. And they basically came to the Warhammer world that already existed, but they transformed it into the current state it is in. So before it used to be like really icy and volcanic, but they transformed it so it was habitable for other life. They created the lizardmen to kind of wipe out the races they didn't see as being part of their plan. And then they created the elves, they created the dwarfs, they created humans, they created the ogres and the halflings. Who are in the moot, who are kind of like hobbits. It's right there. But before they could kind of finish their plans, their gates, which were at the North and South Pole, so over here and up in the north, they exploded, flooding the world with chaos energy. And the older ones either died or they disappeared. It's just mysterious. And the lizardmen were left basically without direction anymore. Yeah, so more like not like a Christian view of God, but more just like pagan gods. But they were super advanced science-wise. Yeah. Like space guys, like space gods. They're just so they're so advanced technologically that they were considered godlike. They're masters of magic and technology. Cuz that's something that magic is technically just psychic energy. It's the emotional energy. I'm not going to get into that because that's too complicated to talk about, but the most basic understanding of them is that they were a spacefaring race that shaped the world into its current form. And they created a lot of the races that are the mainstays, like, yeah, lizardmen, elves, dwarfs, humans. The Skaven are a chaos race who appeared after they were gone. And the beastmen are like mutated humans. No, so orcs are like Uruk-hai from Lord of the Rings, sort of. Beastmen are so when the gates at the North and South Poles exploded, the world was flooded with magical energy. And beastmen were basically humans that were melted together with animals. So like goats primarily, goats and cows and things like that, and they basically became a new life form. That was half man, half beast. But it was a stable species so they could reproduce. Unlike Uruk-hai are just bigger orcs and Lord of the Rings, basically. They're bigger and stronger, whereas beastmen were like a whole separate species that was created. Orcs are one of the few races that were not created by the old ones in Warhammer.
chariots!
Oh, Nehekhara, that's not good.
Legions, withdraw!
Ooh, we're actually getting attacked in Lustria.
For the Creator God!
No, so the Chaos Gods aren't like normal flesh and mortal creatures. So they're part of what's called the ether. So there exists like the physical plane, and then there's the spiritual plane that exists on top of it. So that's all like the emotional energy that people have. And when the gates of the old ones exploded, basically that killed a bunch of people and turned their worst fears into physical reality. That's where demons come from. But the Chaos Gods basically embodied the basic primal emotions of the people who died. So like corn represents war and hatred. Slanesh is excess and like sexual desire and things like that. Nurgle is life and death and disease. And Tzeentch is change and magic. So the Chaos Gods represent like basic fundamental parts of emotional aspects. And they don't have physical forms like the old ones did. Because they exist kind of in that spiritual realm. And for them to manifest in the physical realm, it would take a lot of magic, like demons need magic to exist as well. That's how demons are kind of extensions of the Chaos Gods and a very small portion of them. Wait, who fell the chaos? Where was that? Oh, Wintertooth fell to seduction. Okay. No. So they didn't exist when the old ones came to the planet. When, like, as the old ones created more life, that life fed into the spiritual realm called the ether, and their negative emotions created beings that eventually became the Chaos Gods, if that makes sense. So just the emotions of living things feeds the ether, and whatever emotions they are, good or bad, it creates beings. And they basically manifest as these primal, as primal gods of these primal emotions. So they're basically like demons if demons couldn't manifest in the real world. They're more made of energy. They're energy gods, basically.
Immortality and power.
So they rule over the ether, which basically became evil when the portals of the old ones exploded.
My will be done.
So the old ones built portals kind of like a dam. They dammed it so that they could build up energy and use that energy. But when the dam exploded, all that energy just floods into the world now. Sorry, these are complicated questions. I'm trying to, hopefully I'm doing it in a simple enough manner.
King of Nehekhara. Shatter their bones. Mortal fool.
Yeah, so that's something that's different in fantasy and 40k. Is that they didn't always exist, but when they did, it kind of made it so that they just, yeah, it's a hard to answer question, because some people say that they always existed once they come into being, just because The spiritual realm doesn't experience time like we do. Like, time doesn't exist there. So once they existed, it's like they've always existed, if that makes sense. But that's only because time doesn't exist there. Or if it does exist, it's so radically different from like real time that it's not relatable in any. No, I really like the questions. It's just some of the you're asking questions that are hard to answer some of the time. But it's good though. I like that. Ooh, Nehekhara. I might actually run away from you to start.
My dynasty reigns supreme. I deem it. Attend your king, slaves.
Like, you're more than free to ask questions. I'll try to answer them to best my ability, so.
Address me as your highness. Tomb King. What? Power in unlife. Attack and destroy. Servants. Nehekhara will be mine.
Yeah, that's like, that's the reason I love the Warhammer world. It's just that it's so interesting. There's so many cool things about it.
Obey me. Now we go. Your king demands. To battle for the Creator God. A living curse on your knees. Is my throne ready?
No, but always feel more than free to ask questions, though.
Submit, my dynasty.
All right, did Belagar get wiped out? Yes, he did. Okay.
Tomb King of Nehekhara. King moves. Immortality and power. Find my harem. You dare. Legions march. My dynasty reigns supreme.
Yeah, Scarbrand is very, very powerful. He is Khorne's most powerful bloodthirster. Like, by a mile, he's that much more powerful than the rest of them. All right, what do we want to do with this guy, though?
Your petty desires. Ambush the foolish. Don't tempt me. Summon them. Atra calls. A bold strategy.
Ridiculous.
Legions withdraw. greatest dynasty. My will be done.
Yeah, Scarbrand is insanely fun to play.
My glory. Petra watches.
Oh, why is there so much corruption? Oh, we just got negative characters around there? Okay. No, someone I forgot to move. Is there anyone who could win against Scarbrand in a one-on-one? Like living right now or anytime in the Warhammer world?
To war for Nehekhara. To battle for the Creator God. What tribute do you offer the great king of Nehekhara? Nehekhara will be mine.
In general? Okay. Sorry, I'm eating something real fast, so I'll finish that and then I'll let you know.
Arise, my legions! Run!
So as far as like characters that could defeat greater demons, there was a high elf character named Anarian, who's one of my favorite characters. He was the first Phoenix King. He wielded the Sword of Cain, and he killed 4 greater demons at the same time. One which was probably Scarbrand, maybe not at the time, but there was one of Nurgle, a greater demon of Nurgle, a greater demon of Slaanesh, who was Nehekhara, Kairos Fate Weaver, and a Bloodthirster who's probably Scarbrand, but we don't know for sure. It depends.
What? Legions march. Advance.
Yeah, so Anarian definitely could. Cowered or Dragon Tamer probably could. Well, he definitely could. Teclis would be pretty close, just because Teclis is such a powerful mage that he could probably defeat greater demons. He's done it before, but Scarbrand is really, really powerful, so I don't know. Oops. Nagash could.
An appealing
Grimgor Ironhide would might put up a really good fight against Scarbrand, because he's the toughest Black Orc that there's ever been, and he's fought a lot of people to a standstill. Like Archaon, he's beat, depending on the lore, on like the Storm of Chaos, he beat Archaon. You should really try the Sword of Cain, it's fun.
All shall perish. To battle for the Creator God. My way. Attack and destroy. Arise, Rise, my legions! Rise! Sirs, attend! Nehekhara rises from the sands.
But stories of like who could beat who, it usually comes down who's the writer. Because like some people tend to play favorites. So as far as the Sword of Cain, Cain is the elven war god. It's never quite explained where the Sword of Cain comes from, but it was forged by the smith, the elven smith god Vol, and it's just rested in the shrine of Cain right here, basically since the dawn of time. And because Cain is also called the bloody-handed god, that's what his name means. Kalamisha Cain is the bloody-handed, because even though he fights chaos, he also fights against the elves sometimes, and he hurts the elves as well. So he's kind of a double-edged sword for the elves. But Anarion, the character I was talking about, his wife and children were supposedly murdered by Nakari. So he's just grief-stricken, and so he grabs the Sword of Cain and draws it, and it's like a god-level weapon by itself. And Anarion's already really, really, really powerful. And basically it just allows him to kill anyone that he faces ever, just because it's so ridiculous.
May dominate me.
Yeah, so Cain is the elven war god. That's who the dark elves worship.
Fire on them! To war for Nehekhara! End them all! Mortal fool! Legions move! I deem it! Make way! Find my harem! King of Tombs!
Well, Cain is the... Yeah, the Shrine of Cain starts in possession of the Dark Elves in game. But the elves were, at the start, they were all one species. They were all one group. There wasn't a separation.
All shall perish!
So they all have the same gods, but some are more worshipped by different sects. Like the Dark Elves pretty much only worship Cain, and some of the other elven gods that are more recently added to the lore. Whereas like the High Elves worship Asurian mostly, who his shrine is right here. And then the Wood Elves worship primarily Kurnos and Isha, who are like the hunter and gatherer gods.
I shall take your advice.
So like the god of the forest and god of agriculture.
Next time we move.
Or nature, I should say. More like the god of hunting and Mother Nature is a better description.
Onward, soldiers! Unliving curse! I have arrived. Land of the dead. Attend your king, slaves. Tomb King of Nehekhara. Nehekhara will be mine. Stand sentinel. Stride to greatness.
There is merit.
Greenpeace, not so much. The elves in the Wood Elves in Warhammer are much more murdery. Like, if you enter our woods, we'll kill you. Not always, but most of the time. They don't really like outsiders. They're very isolationist. Oh, there was an army I forgot to move. Ooh, 3 armies.
We retreat. Marvel at my pyramid.
Marvel at my pyramid. I love Settra's voice actor. They did a great job. Yeah, Kislev was quite distinct from the Empire.
Battle for the Creator God.
Because the Empire is kind of based, the Empire of Sigmar is based off on the Holy Roman Empire, whereas Kislev is kind of based off the Slavic culture, so like Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Prussia.
Agreed. This is my immortality and power.
A crude attempt to subjugate.
War for Nehekhara.
That was a funny death sign.
Onward, soldiers.
Yeah, that's just their normal normal human faction Warhammer 2 just because they weren't implemented yet.
To battle for the Creator.
Because originally people didn't think that they would be a part of the Warhammer 3, just because they never had they were really small on tabletop. They never had a lot of lore in comparison to like the playable factions.
Priest King. Arise, legions. My servant fails me. Kill these wretches. Destroy all. Obey me. Petra calls.
Whatever happened to my priest that was supposed to be with this guy?
Servants. Moving. Voyage. Submit to your king.
5,600 canopic jars. Till our next army.
Before your king.
Yeah, Cathay had like Kislev had, even less than Kislev, had very, very little lore. It was never a main faction and was barely even a background note. It was basically a footnote in Warhammer. But they created it for this game, but it's probably also going to be a part of the tabletop reboot, which is called the Old World, where they'll most likely be playable as a faction on there as well. That's a lot of chosen in that garrison.
To battle for the Creator God. By the gods. My dynasty reigns supreme. Tomb King of Nehekhara.
Wow, he went a far way just to attack us. Maybe we'll come up there with this guy.
Submit. Is my throne ready? I reign.
Yeah, chosen are very, very, very strong. Super heavily armored.
The gods.
And really good melee stats.
March. Send the chariots.
Oh, we may not attack that right away. I don't know how many armies are going to be over there, so...
Moving.
Oh, I forgot about this guy, though.
Glory. Very well. Priest King of greatest dynasty.
We'll send him up north, too. Help out our Empire friends a little bit.
Awake. Tomb King. Mortal fool. Legions rise.
Ooh. Dang, that garrison has held up quite a bit. But I kind of have abandoned Lustria a long time ago.
Marvel at my pyramid. Know that you will never achieve such majesty.
Might as well ally with him. Yeah. He's doing pretty good. He's got almost 20 provinces. We're strengthening one by a mile, so...
Arise, my my legions, rise!
Oops.
On your knees. This king of greatest dynasty. I dare to
Come up this way, just so we can reinforce our own guys.
servants. We never tire. Power in unlife. My will be done. Sirs, attend. To war for Nehekhara. Kill them. I shall take your advice.
Get rid of this rogue army real fast.
Your king demands.
Because I always hate the rogue armies because they spawn in the middle of your territory where you don't have things to defend against them.
Mine. End them all. Summon them. My faith in you wanes. A living curse.
Ooh. I may not want to take this. Yeah, I'll just surround it for now because I don't know how many armies will come and attack him.
Submit to
Almost got those guys. Backing them up.
what? Your advice. Strike on my command. Arise, legions. No! I deign to move. Where is this? Serve me. Nehekhara rises from the sands.
The Lucent Maze. That's part of the prologue, if I remember right.
Beware of knives in the dark.
Not a chance!
Attack and destroy.
How much territory does Nakai have? I'm not sure. I think he got wiped out.
Arise, my legions. Rise.
I can check real fast. Yeah, he got wiped out probably by Cathay a while ago.
Address me as your highness. Greatness comes.
Oh, Nakari. Let's see. Did I already pass it? Yeah, where's Nakari? Oh, right there. So he has 13 territories, but he also has a ton of vassals. Look at that. So he has the Scourge of Cain, Safari, Cult of Excess, Warherd, the World Walkers, Wintertooth, Cult of Pleasure, and Avalorn. So he has like massive amounts of vassals. So he's probably closer to like 50 territories if you include his vassals. So he's very strong.
No, nothing!
Attend your king, slaves. Submit to your king. To battle for the Creator God. Little fool. Yes, see it is done. Now we go. Ambush the foolish. I have risen.
Wait, when did these get destroyed?
It benefits the Empire.
King of Tombs. I reign. Now we go. Destroy all. They challenge me. Submit to your king. My dynasty reigns supreme. Petra watches. Land of the dead. You dare find my harem.
Yeah, I've kind of put a hurting on most of Nehekhara's armies, but it's a lot of his vassals that it's going to be a pain.
Obey me.
The dragons would approve.
Was Yuri in the lore? The exact same character, no. But there was a Yuri in some of the RPG stuff, the Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game, where there was a character named Yuri who started to become corrupted by chaos, but I never really told what his fate was. So it's like they might have taken inspiration from that character, but it's not the exact same character. All right. All right, this might be my last turn for this stream. We'll decide whether we want to continue this campaign or maybe do that Empire campaign I talked about. But yeah, we'll end this turn and I'm trying to remember what his last name is in the lore though, because I think in the Total War prologue is Bartrov or something. Yuri Bartrov. Wow, the Empire's getting mad at us too. We may just have to go to war with everyone. But yeah, Yuri. Oh, I don't remember it off the top of my head. Ooh, 3 armies? Sure, I'll take that.
For Nehekhara. Nehekhara will be mine.
Yeah, like I liked the prologue. I think they told the story pretty well there. It was more just that it's they probably wanted to have a new character because this Games Workshop who does all of the lore. But yeah, that'll be it for this stream. Thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you again, Deep Fear. I had a lot of fun talking to you. With that said, I'm Warhammer, guys, and have a great day.